Let's raise the big questions. Is this now a battle in Maharashtra at one level between Hindutva versus caste politics? Does politics of religion and caste still resonate in states like Maharashtra? Are these all communal dog whistles being played out before the elections in Maharashtra? And do real issues lose out to caste and communal politics? These are some of the big questions I will raise on the debate. I'm joined by Sudhindra Kulkarni. He's of course been a former BJP National Executive member. He's now an independent columnist and writer. I'm also joined by Dr. Ajay Alok, the BJP's national spokesperson, and Mohan Kumaramangalam, the Congress's national spokesperson. But before I come to my guests, I just want to play out what Prime Minister Modi said and how Asaduddin Owaisi responded when I caught up with him on the campaign trail in Aurangabad. Listen in.
जब आप अलग अलग जाति में बटेंगे तो आपकी संख्या कम होगी, फिर कांग्रेस वाले आपका आरक्षण आपसे छीनेंगे। हम एक रहेंगे तो सेफ रहेंगे, हम एक रहेंगे तो हम एक रहेंगे तो हम एक रहेंगे तो हम एक रहेंगे तो
The Prime Minister said in his Maharashtra address, "Ek hai to safe hai," effectively, seemingly suggesting unite and we will be safe, divide and anything can happen. How do you interpret the Prime Minister's statement?
I would first reply to that comment by saying, "Anek hai to akhand hai."
Anek hai to akhand hai.
Because you see, the diversity of this country is the strength, and that is the identity of India, the diversity. The Prime Minister does not believe. He wants to make it ek. How can you make it ek?
He's saying united. Ek ka matlab unka united hai.
No, that is not. The Prime Minister is a strict follower of Golwalkar. You have to read his writings, his articles on Golwalkar. He believes in what RSS says. See, they don't believe in diversity. They say unite karo. When RSS and BJP say unite, that means the eradication or the erasure of the diversity of this beautiful country. Okay, let's go then straight across to our guests who've heard what the Prime Minister said, what Asaduddin Owaisi responded with. I want to start with you, Sudhindra Kulkarni, because you have come out very strongly today and called this a communal dog whistle. Let's get it straight. The Prime Minister says he's talking about ek hai to safe hai, saying India must be united. Why do you believe that this is very similar or akin to Yogi Adityanath saying batenge to katenge? Why do you think this is a communal dog whistle?
Rajdeep, this is ek hai to safe hai, which is all over newspapers in Maharashtra today. It's just a new version, a new iteration of the earlier slogan, batenge to katenge, which was being popularized by the BJP and unfortunately supported, legitimized even by the RSS. A very senior RSS functionary officially supported it. Ek hai to safe hai. Safe hai, the very word safe means that there is a threat to a section of Indian society from within Indian society. I mean, it doesn't take much of intelligence to know who are being targeted. It is being targeted to the Hindu voters, that Hindu voters should unite because there is a threat to their safety and security. The Prime Minister is not saying ek hai to samruddhi hai, ek hai to vikas hai, ek hai to sabki tarakki hai, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas. This is not what he is saying today. He is saying ek hai to safe hai, which means that he is creating a fear psychosis in a section of Indian society. And this fear, this threat to safety is coming from within Indian society, which is the meaning of कटेंगे, एक नहीं होंगे तो हम कट जाएंगे, एक होंगे नहीं तो हम safe नहीं रहेंगे. Now, similar fear psychosis is also being created in a section of Muslim community by certain Muslim leaders. Just as that is communal, that is divisive, similarly, the BJP's new slogan is also divisive. The BJP should have gone to the voters exclusively and completely on the basis of their administration, on the basis of their record of what they've done for people's welfare. And unfortunately, that has now relegated to the background. Now it is fear psychosis. It is an attempt to consolidate the Hindu vote bank. It is an attempt to show that there is a threat.
Can I just stop you for a moment?
The Muslim community.
Can I just stop you for a moment, because I want to hear from what you've said.
Communal.
You've said that. You've said this is fear psychosis, politics. It's communal. Okay, you're saying it's communal, even anti-national. Ajay Alok, please respond. You're hearing Sudhindra Kulkarni, who's been a former BJP national executive member, saying he believes this is a communal dog whistle. This is aimed at dividing people, at the same time consolidating a Hindu vote bank. How do you respond to what you just heard?
Well, he's entitled for his own vision and what he calls the communal dog whistle, but that dog whistle he doesn't hear. And he doesn't, I think there's some problem in hearing when this kind of dog whistle is being done by the Ulema board, writing 17-point demand, asking for Muslim reservation and everything so that every Muslim will vote for Mahavikas Aghadi. He doesn't hear that dog whistle in Kerala when today 1,000 church went into protest against the Waqf board. Sudhindra Kulkarni doesn't listen to that dog whistle. He doesn't listen to that dog whistle in Bangladesh when Hindus are massacred. No. That is not at all communal. That is absolutely secular thing. Let's not discuss about it. But yes, when we say एक है तो safe हैं और बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, कटेंगे नहीं, निर्ममता से कटेंगे. That he finds communal. Right from the childhood, we have been listening to all this. United we stand, divided we fall in English. And if we say it in Hindi, एकता में शक्ति है तो बड़ा अच्छा है. But when we say बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, that becomes a communal dog whistle. What kind of a word? Communal dog whistle.
No, who is it aimed at? No, sir, who is it aimed at? Forget about whataboutery. Forget about whataboutery. Who is it aimed at? Who is batenge to katenge ya ek hai to safe hai? Who is it aimed at is what he is raising.
When the country is united, country is safe. Ek hai to safe hai. What's wrong in that? और बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, ये तो देख ही रहे हैं. कट रहे हैं, बांग्लादेश में कट रहे हैं, हर जगह जहां डेमोग्राफी चेंज हो रही है वहां कट रहे हैं. If this country is today, if this country is secular, if this country is safe, it's because the Hinduism is prevalent here. The demography change I talk about is being propagated, it's being supported, and it's just being accelerated by all the kind of opposition party who believes in appeasement politics. The people from Bangladesh, people from Rohingya, all are getting settled. They are being provided with voter ID card and every kind of help. This is what is disintegrating the things. And we have to, if we are there, we have to look and we have to say. And if a clarion call is being given that ek hai to safe hai aur batenge to katenge, what's wrong in that? How come it becomes a communal dog whistle?
Okay, Mr. Kumar Mangalam, you've heard the BJP and Ajay Alok, they're saying very clearly all they are doing is asking people to stand united. It's their opponents who are playing, he says, a selective kind of politics. You will not say it's a communal dog whistle if the Waqf board places various demands before the Mahavikas Aghadi, but you will do so if the Prime Minister Yogi Adityanath makes these comments. Your response?
Every community has a right to place their demands and form organizations. I mean, I don't see how that's a dog whistle. You know, Rajdeep, the greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing the world he doesn't exist. This is exactly what that reminds me of when Ajay Alok goes off on his tirade about Hindus being killed in Bangladesh and then actually saying that that's what Yogi Adityanath means when he says cutting it. So he didn't have to say it. He's pretty much aiming directly at the Muslim community in Maharashtra. This is, you know, par for the course with them. This is old wine in a new bottle. We've all seen this movie before. It flopped miserably in Lok Sabha, and I guarantee you it will fail again. Because even though the Prime Minister is saying, saath rahenge to safe rahenge, people have realized that, Hindu khatre mein hai, but the khatra is from inflation, from unemployment, from draconian taxes on fuel, from concentration of the wealth and power in the hands of the few. वो wealth जो ना कभी कटेगा, ना बटेगा, ना बटने देंगे. कटेगा तो सिर्फ आम आदमी का. And काटेगा कौन? वो सिर्फ बीजेपी ही काटती है. This people have realized. So this dog whistling, whatever you want to call it, which comes around every election, is going to fail miserably again. For the last couple of months, we were entertained by. Yes, go ahead.
But can I stop you for a moment? I am at the moment in Latur. In Latur, what I see is politics being played over Maratha reservation. I see politics where it is believed that the likes of Zarange Patil, the Maratha reservation agitationists, are being supported by the Mahavikas Agadi. So when it comes to caste, then you can divide society and ask for votes on the basis of whether I'm a Maratha, I'm a Teli, I'm a Kunbi, I'm a Mali, I'm a Dhangar. But when it comes to Hindu versus Muslim, suddenly it becomes a divisive slogan. The point is, at election time, the real issues. I am in a place where farmers are crying for better prices, minimum support price for soya bean. That's the real issue that I want to hear. The farmers are not Hindus or Muslim, they're Indians. Why don't you raise the farmers' issues across party lines?
Rajdeep, I don't think there is any one issue that any election is ever focused on. I am sure the farmers' issue is also being raised by the Mahavikas Agadi. However, I will say that I find the suggestion that a particular community or caste is asking for reservation and we are supporting that ask as being divisive is completely ridiculous. Because if you were to follow that logic, then any ask of reservation by any caste would be divisive. I heard what Mr. Gadkari said when he said that hum caste ke against hai, hum jatiwad nahi hai. It's very nice to say that let's deny caste altogether or its existence when you're sitting on top of that pyramid that was created ages ago. So for anybody to ask for reservation is not divisive. If that was the case, then Dr. B.R. Ambedkar should be the most divisive figure in our history. So what is this false equivalence being created by the BJP? And why are we buying into it?
Okay, can I, Ajay Alok, I will ask you one more time before I go to Sudhindra Kulkarni. Why not accept that the BJP now is playing brazen Hindu vote bank politics in Maharashtra? Because you think appealing to emotions can be a substitute for not providing enough jobs, not providing the kind of good governance that you promised in Maharashtra. So the easier way out is appeal as Hindus and Muslims, or pit Hindus versus Muslims.
Rajdeep, first of all, let me tell you, and you also know this very well, there is nothing called as Hindu vote bank politics. Had Hindu been a vote bank, and we would have been playing that, do you think we would have met any opposition? Because as far as I believe, 83% Hindus is the population of this country. Had Hindu been Hindu vote bank politics would have been there, who would have been in opposition?
You're trying to consolidate Hindus.
So there is no Hindu vote bank politics. There is no question. There is only vote bank in this country. One vote bank.
जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा. Sir, in the 1990s you said जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा.
नहीं तो वो तो सही बात भी है ना.
कटेंगे तो कटेंगे.
वो तो सही बात भी है ना.
एक है तो सेफ है.
No, वो तो सही बात भी है ना.
It's only a more sophisticated way of saying it.
जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा. Whom do you want कि इस देश पे कौन राज करे? जो मुसलमानों के हित की बात करे, जो क्रिश्चियंस के हित की बात करे, हाँ, जो हिंदू हित की बात करे वो देश पे राज नहीं करे. That's all. I don't think the majority of the people of this country agree to that point.
Okay, let me bring in Sudhindra Kulkarni at that point. Sudhindra Kulkarni, you're hearing Ajay Alok is openly saying, sir, Ajay Alok is openly saying, and you were part of the BJP in those days, जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा. That was 1990s. Now we are in the 2024 and it's very similar. What's different? The BJP under Advani and Vajpayee also will be accused of playing the same politics that today they are being accused of playing under Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah.
Rajdeep, I was in the BJP for 16 years and I can say very confidently that had Vajpayee ji been alive today, he would have opposed the BJP raising the slogan, batenge to katenge, the BJP raising the slogan, ek hai to safe hai. One more thing on record, when this slogan, jo Hindu hit ki baat karega, wahi desh pe raj karega, when this slogan was raised, Advani ji himself said, I don't agree with this. जो राष्ट्र हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा. This is what Advani ji said. Don't misinterpret Advani ji on this point. Now, what the BJP today is doing is creating a fear psychosis, as I said earlier, that the threat to Hindus, the threat to safety of Hindus is coming from a section within India. My friend from the BJP is saying Bangladesh में ये हो रहा है, वहाँ हो रहा है. भैया, चुनाव महाराष्ट्र में हो रहा है, बांग्लादेश में नहीं हो रहा है. And your slogan is creating a sense that there is a threat to Hindus from within Indian community, and that is from the Muslim community. And still you are saying that
Sir,
the attempt is not to consolidate the Hindu vote bank. This is sheer hypocrisy. Now let me give one more example of hypocrisy. Today, the Prime Minister has tweeted.
Yes, I'll get you,
and
Ajay,
I commend the Prime Minister for this tweet.
Yes.
Today is the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. And in India's freedom struggle history, no Muslim leader opposed the partition of India as strongly as Maulana Azad did. And what did Narendra Modi ji said today in his tweet? He said, I read out, on his birthday, we pay homage to Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. He is fondly remembered as a beacon of knowledge and for his role in India's freedom movement. He was a deep thinker and a prolific writer. We remain motivated by his vision for a developed India and an empowered India. Now, this is what the Prime Minister is saying about Maulana Azad, the greatest Muslim leader in modern India.
Right.
So, all Muslims are certainly not a threat to Hindus. All Muslims are not creating any sense of a new division.
Can I stop you for a moment because Ajay Alok needs to respond? It's only fair. Yeah, okay, let Ajay Alok respond. Ajay Alok, I think the charge which is being made by critics of what has been said is that somehow or the other there is a blanket demonization of a community. It may be subtle, it may be not so subtle at times, but it is there. And I repeat, is that really the issue which you want to go into an election when at one stage you speak about Amrit Kal and a Viksit Bharat?
We also speak about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. But when we say that there is a threat,
but you can't have it both ways.
You have been in Maharashtra, so please go and visit Shivaji Man. Let me complete. Go and visit Shivaji Mankar, go and visit Baikula, go and visit Mumbai, and you just see how the demography is changing and who has changed the demography. It's not the Indian Muslim. It's not the Indian Muslim. And we do not consider Indian Muslim as a threat to this country or to the Hinduism. It is the illegal immigrants where the demography is being changed, a constant endeavor by all the opposition parties, what we are talking of. And the support given by the local indigenous Indian population to those immigrants and making them settled here. They are eating on our resources and they are producing damage for our country. They are a threat to the internal security. Haven't you heard of the sleeper cells? Darbhanga module, Kishanganj module, haven't you heard? And still you say that we are trying to create a fear psychosis. No, it's not
you're raising it suddenly at election time.
It is a fear.
Sir, you are suddenly you're raising these fears at election time. Okay, you're raising these fears at election time only.
No.
You should then.
No,
you're in charge of national security. That's your.
We have been saying this for the last 20 years. It has been discussed in the parliament. It has been discussed in the parliament by none other than UP Home Minister who said that more than 3 crores Rohingyas are here.
Mohan Kumaramangalam is the... Okay, Mohan Kumar...
If you're standing in Latur, please find
Mohan
how many
Kumaramangalam is your approach to ignore... Okay, sir. Okay, Mohan Kumaramangalam is your approach to ignore what Ajay Alok has just said on this show in the election campaign? Is it that the Congress party is saying the moment you get into it, you're playing on BJP's territory?
I don't think we're playing on BJP's territory. But I think, as you pointed out earlier when you were talking about the farmers issue as well, there are far more important issues that the people care about. Talking about things like illegal immigration, maybe he's taking a page out of Mr. Trump's campaign that just got over. Where seriously, they've been in power for the last decade, over a decade now, and they're still continuing to use issues like illegal immigration, which actually should be their job to fix if what they're saying is true at all. What happened to NPR, NRC and all the noises that came after CAA? Nothing happened. You shelved all of it. Only so that you can use this sort of divisive rhetoric in every election that comes about where you have failed to administer the state or to do anything good for the people of the state. So you rely on things like this in the end. Thankfully, it's failed once, but obviously you're not taking any lessons from Lok Sabha. You're piling up.
Okay, let me leave it there. As I said, I'm in Latur, which is a place where farmers' issues are dominating the political conversation here at the moment. So therefore, it may seem almost a world apart when I hear politicians talking about Hindu-Muslim issues. On the ground, when I meet people, that certainly is not what is top of the mind. What is top of the mind? As I thank my guests,